After Adam, peace be upon him, people began drifting away from the light, so a prophet of wisdom was sent to guide them back. After Adam came down to the earth, human life began to spread. People grew in number, tribes multiplied, and good and evil began to struggle. At a time when hearts started becoming attached to worldly life, God sent a noble prophet known for wisdom, patience, and knowledge. It was Prophet Idris. Peace be upon him. But how did his story begin? What message was he sent with, and what happened during his time? After Adam and Eve, humanity began to grow upon the earth. People learned farming, building, and living in communities. But as time passed, not everyone remained in that original purity. Some people began to drift away from obedience to God. Worldly desires slowly started filling hearts. God willed to send a prophet who would remind people of the truth and teach them wisdom. His name was Idris, and according to narrations, he was among the descendants of Adam. He was a righteous man, truthful and devoted. He was not an ordinary man. He was a man of a living heart, a wise mind, and a tongue that called people to God. It is said that he was called Idris because of his deep study, learning, and teaching. He was a person of reflection and devotion. In a time when humanity was still in its early stages, knowledge was a great blessing, and guidance was even greater. Prophet Idris came with a clear message: worship God alone, abandon wrongdoing, and be people of truth, honesty, and purity. He called his people to monotheism and righteousness. He reminded them that this world is not a place of permanence. As happened with many prophets, not everyone was united. Some heard and believed, while others became arrogant and turned away. The ancient struggle began to repeat once more, a struggle between the call of heaven and the desires of the earth. Prophet Idris was not a man of anger. He called with wisdom, reminded people with patience, and remained firm upon the truth. He knew that hearts do not all change in a single day. Guidance requires patience, and the path of the prophets is never easy. In many narrations, his name is connected with organizing the affairs of life. His call was a call to worship in an upright life. This is what makes the calls of the prophets so special. They reform the heart, and they reform life as well. With every true call, there are those who refuse and mock, but Prophet Idris remained firm. People's mockery did not change him. Their rejection did not stop him, and their stubbornness did not extinguish his light. He walked by the revelation of God. God mentioned Prophet Idris in the noble Quran and praised him, and mentioned in the book Idrisi. Indeed, he was a man of truth. He was among the people of truthfulness, prophethood, and high rank. This is a great testimony from God for a noble prophet. God also says, and we raised him to a high station. God elevated his rank, honored him, and granted him a high status. This became the closing of the journey of a noble prophet, a man who left behind a good and unforgettable remembrance in history. The story of Prophet Idris is a message for every age. That truth requires patience, and calling to God requires wisdom. When knowledge is joined with faith, God elevates the human being through it. Idris remains a shining page from the pages of light. Which prophet would you like us to cover in the next episode?